have. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, the program actually started out in California. An agency out in that location came up with an idea to try to do some ideas within the community, and the particular officer in that police department came up with an idea with having coffee with citizens in the community. And it came out to be a successful idea in that department in California, where that it was recognized by the U.S. Department of Justice, which they was awarded some grant money to continue their ideas with Coffee with a Cop, to do training with other agencies, starting in California, then it went out to other agencies in the United States.
Okay, so this is really expanded.
It has expanded up to 48 states. Canada and Australia is being done.
Okay.
I got wind of the program last summer. I attended a conference with the North Carolina Crime Prevention Association, which I'm a member, and in that conference, our members have put on a presentation with Coffee with a Cop. And sitting in that meeting, watching the presentation, just started coming up with a lot of good ideas, thinking that I could present this in Greensboro.
Right, so it's been in existence for how long then here in Greensboro?
Greensboro, it started, I did the first one, it started in December of 2014.
Okay, so it's not too old. How's it been received?
It's been received pretty good. I've been getting good comments from members in the community. I did 2 alone by myself, and now from which I understand it's being done throughout the city with our other divisions within the police department. And our newly elected chief now has also got involved with the program and is now attending these meetings with Coffee with a Cop.
Why did you think that this would work here in Greensboro? What was it that said, hey, you know what, this is something we have to do here?
Well, the way our department is organized, we have what we call community resource officers, which our agenda is just to go out, reach out to the community. We do crime prevention, and we do meetings, do educational pieces with the community. So we had that already in place. So we have a pretty good relationship with our community members. And I just thought this idea would just enhance it more by us now involving business owners to get involved, creating a neutral setting for law enforcement and for our members in the community to get together and just have a non-script, open conversation over a cup of coffee.
Right. How often do you guys do this?
Now we're doing it once a month. Okay. Once a month is being done, and so far I haven't heard any negative complaints about it, and I'm quite pleased as far as the results that we get from it.
Right. Is it something that's scheduled, or you guys just decide to, just go out, maybe in a general area?
We try to we try to be fair to everyone. We try to not have it concentrated in one location, so we try to spread it out. Our department is split up into several divisions. We have Central, we have Eastern, Western, and Southern. And each division has a community resource team. Excuse me. Each each division has a community resource team, and that team goes out and they'll figure out a location to do the Coffee with a Cop.
Okay, so you have the location, maybe the date set or whatever. Just kind of, I guess, just tell me, what do you guys really do? You go out and are you actively trying to start conversations, or are you just having a visible presence in the area?
Having conversations. A lot of people, believe it or not, always have, especially when they see us walking down the street, if we have a lunch, everybody likes to stop you for a moment. I have a question. So just coming up with that idea, here we are setting up a day that you can come in. It's not in the police department, because some people are leery to go in the police department.
Right.
I understand that. So here we are, we have a neutral location where you can come out, it's non-script, and you can ask any type of question. Whatever's on your mind, we are here for you to ask what's on your mind.
Right.
And in sense of that, you can also figure out and develop a little understanding on that officer. You say, okay, well, you know what? Not all your officers are too bad. You know?
Right, similar on a personal level.
You get to see us on a personal level a bit, and a lot of people, you got to understand, when they encounter a police officer, it's usually during traffic stops.
Right.
We being called out to your residence because you're a victim. It's usually a stressful situation when we're coming out and when you're dealing with us. So here we are talking to you on different terms.
Do you notice maybe once people, maybe when they start talking to you, it's kind of like a guard up, and then as the conversation progresses, or maybe as they see you more often, then that guard is kind of let down a little bit?
Exactly. That's usually what happens. You know, you have some people that are pro-police and have no problem whatsoever speaking to us, but that is correct. We'll have some, you know, especially the younger generation, you know, they're a little leery.
Right.
And after they speak to us for a while and start to say, okay, you know what, you're not too bad.
Right.
And then start to open up a little bit. And that's what we try to develop, you know, that relationship so that you can talk to us.
Speaking of the young people, are they your target audience, or who are you really going after? Or is it really just everybody?
Everybody. Everybody. I would like to see our high school students, our college students to be more proactive and come out. Because with me, myself, my upbringing, I didn't have that opportunity.
Right.
And here you have a chance to go out and speak with these law enforcement officers just to see what it is about the job. And, you know, they always have questions. And, you know, we're here to educate them so that they are productive citizens and that they don't get in any trouble.
Yeah, I would wonder, you know, conversations. Do you guys get really deep with them, or, you know, especially in light of, you know, the things that's going on now, the unrest, different situations, kind of tensions between the police and the community. Do you ever discuss those type things?
Yeah, and we get those questions. I know I personally have those questions. And I'll sit down and have a one-on-one with them, and I'll give them my aspect of the situation, and and the thing is, we have to listen to them.
Right.
And I think if you just sit down and let them talk and we listen, they'll really respect you on that, and that's where I try to develop that relationship. And you know, again, we would like to see more of the young people in our generation come out and speak to us, so we can develop that bond. So when we do deal with them in whatever situation, you know, it should all turn out to be all positive situation.
Right. I imagine maybe if you've encountered an individual, young or old, one of these coffee with a cop, one of these times, then maybe if you encounter them in another situation that may not be as positive, then you kind of already know them.
Yeah.
You already know their background, and the situation can be diffused.
That's correct. Right. The whole philosophy of community policing is knowing the people that you're out there protecting, knowing the people in your community, knowing who your leaders are, knowing who your youth are. If you can develop that relationship, even if you're driving down the street and you see some youth out playing basketball, they're just out and about, you know, wave to them, say, hey, how you doing? You know, everything's okay. Just by doing that, that's just building relationships. So if for some reason you'll call back out to that location and you dealing with that young youth that you had spoken to before, they're gonna remember that.
Right.
And they're gonna say, hey, well, this officer's all right. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and comply. You know, so that's big in community policing is going out, getting out the car. And speaking with these youth, and speaking with the elderly, and speaking with everyone in that community.
Right. Speaking of the elderly, how have they received this new initiative?
Oh, they love it.
Right.
Because, you know, they like to get up in the morning and get their breakfast, and they always have a question. So they definitely love our presence, depending on where we at, you know, and we appreciate them coming out. We really do.
Right. Do you see maybe this program growing? Obviously, it's grown across the country, but do you see it growing or blossoming into anything else, or maybe more often in the area?
It's happening now. Like I said, I was doing it once a month, just within my division in the Western, and now it's being done in each division. That right there, I was kind of surprised. And then when I noticed that the chief was now getting involved and appearing in these Coffee with the Cop sessions, I was really impressed.
Right.
Even though we was getting representation from our lieutenants and captains, and our assistant chiefs was showing up, but when the leader of the police department gets involved, I was really impressed with that, and I appreciate that for him coming out.
Right. Do you offer any type of resources for your individuals that you're talking to or dealing with?
Yeah, and that's one of our specialties. We try to be that resource list for you. Whether it's a domestic violence situation, whether it's a traffic situation, whatever it is, if you need something, we'll try and get it to you. If we don't know the answer to it, we'll at least try and give you those answers.
Right. What would happen if, I come out to you, and because it's a neutral situation, do you ever have individuals that come and maybe kind of tell you things that are going on?
Sure.
That they may be fearful of just calling you out to their home?
Some people are kind of nervous and calling out, I guess what we say would be suspicious activity. And some people, believe it or not, don't like the police come up to their house when they report that, which I understand. Right. But yeah, exactly, that will give them a setting for them to come out and give us some tips. Say, hey, I think there's something fishy or some strange activity going on around the street from my house. And yeah, we get a lot of details and information like that, which leads up to us making some arrests.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And dealing with quality of life issues. So yeah, definitely we get that from these Coffee with a Cop sessions.
I imagine it gives you more of an inside knowledge too of what's going on in each community.
Yeah, because we patrol, but the people in the community know what goes on behind closed doors, so we need them to come out. We need their information, we need their assistance in dealing with these quality of life issues. Like I said, we patrol, we can do all the visibility, high visibility things, but it's really up to the citizens to help us out with that.
Okay.
Definitely.
Well, we have about a minute left, so maybe give our audience the contact information or where your next one's going to be or anything like that.
Okay, I believe our next Coffee with a Cop session should be May 20th at Chandler's Coffee House. I believe it's 709, correct me if I'm wrong, it should be 709 East Market Street.
Okay. And that's for the Western?
That's going to be in Eastern, I believe,
Eastern,
but we just did a zone change, so some of our zones has changed, but I believe it's in Eastern still.
Okay.
But you can check our Facebook page. We posted the day before each Coffee with a Cop, and you can check our city website.
Okay. And the phone number is on the screen there.
Yep.
So guys, if you're interested, this is obviously something that we really need, and it's great for the community. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
This has been Public Report. Public Report discusses the issues of interest and importance to our viewing area. Please remember that the views expressed by our guests are their own and do not necessarily represent the views of TCT or the station.